YouTube. We are alive in the shed yet again. Excellent connection as well. Awesome. Oh, what are we doing today? Lots and lots of 3D printing. Lots. The 3D printer is clucking away nicely. Head over to here so I can see myself relatively live time. There he is. Oh, printing the print face. Doing its thing for hours on end. Whoop. Go to live stream. So yeah. I started with printing some stuff out that I found online from Thingiverse. So somebody's gone and CAD'd out a 3D printable sword of omens, which is good news for me because I'm wanting to get into some casting. So I started printing some stuff out, and I was like, hang on, these don't look big enough in terms of scale to the way I scaled up the sword. Just looked off. I checked it, yeah. The scaling was not right. I have to scale these up and start printing them again. So there's the first version of the handle, and it all screws together, which is quite handy. So there's Mark 1 versus Mark 2. Little bit of difference between the two. That's all been screwed together and glued. It's ready for casting, I hope. Well, not really. I've still got spray painted to try and smooth out all the 3D printing lines. Same goes with the guard piece. Scale is different, bit more. So those two pieces are essentially scrap. That's what happens when you 3D print. Go through iterations. There's the two halves. Like that. And then the little wings, the guard pieces. Again, they're not much different. Oh no. Oh no, did I forget to scale those? Crap. Yes. Okay. Bugger. Bugger. Okay, I forgot to scale these up. Got to scale those up. So they are at this scale here, which is the wrong scale. And they still fit in. Trim one of these off and have a look. Yeah. No. And do this one. Careful now. Oh no, I did scale them up. Oh. I thought I was going mad for a moment there. Good God. Don't have to print that out again. So that's the scaled up one. That's the original one. Good. Oh. Really didn't want to have to sit through all that 3D printing again. I mean, I don't sit through it, I just let it. Just set it up and make sure everything's fine, and then let it do its thing. Viewers, notice. Go back into the failure pile. Some more failures. Some more failed prints there. I didn't have the printer set up correctly. It actually melted it too much. If there's such a thing. It's being melted too much. Well, I should assemble this and trim it. Is that going to work if I do it that way? Everything still? That's fine. I don't mind. Might not be the most engaging live streams on the internet. Time around the world. UK is 12:30. US 7:30 PM. If everybody in the United States is having dinner or something right now. Does that make it here? 11:30 AM. Just to think. Sunday, New Year, still woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning. Once this print is done, that will be it for the 3D print. Actually move on to more relevant things like steel. It's like steel. Okay, now some screws. It's big. Bag of them. Something like that. Top one's yes, bottom one's no. Longer. Now, are the owls big enough? Barely. Those screws won't be long enough. Can I angle this down? Yes.
Yeah, but I can't see any of the chat, so, and I can't see where my cursor is.
Okay, so those long screws. Longer screws. Take those down. Nope. I'm going to two dot. Good as well. Sweet. Oh. Cool. Things to gaps. That's what they're called. Gaps to fill up for a spray painted. How am I going to do that? Some sort of putty will work quite well. Hey, Mike, do you have Discord? Yes, you have Discord. Silly Sausage Factory Discord. I'm in voice chat at the moment. If you want to come and say hello. But if not, we're up to still 3D printing stuff for this stupid friggin' sword. Gone through a few iterations of printing stuff out. It's problematic, that's for sure. My housemate is using the table router at the moment. Not table router. Plunge router. That's what it's called. Yeah, still haven't finalised when I should be going live with this stuff. Sunday seems to be the easiest. Sunday morning. So I can do this for a little while and then actually go and do some work. Some proper work. Well, this is proper work. Right. What am I up to? Just go to OBS so I can see things now.
All the gaps between these rings I've got to fill in with something. I don't know what I'm going to fill it with yet. But it's all being glued together, so I can't actually pull
these ring sections apart. Looks dimensionally accurate. Sort of. Obviously, my head is pretty big. Chair looking through compared to. Where's the failure? Come here, failure. Compared to the smaller one. Okay, big one. Inhumanly sized. Humanly sized. I'm going for the inhumanly sized one. And here, because I don't know what's going on. It doesn't matter. I'm not worried about the noise, Mike. It's noisy here. Just if if you're here and want to have a chat, fine. If not, at 5-2, I'm easy like Sunday morning, they say. And it is still Sunday morning, so. Right. Right, I don't know where I'm up to now. Go over here. Just have a look at some of these settings. Oh, I've got two microphones going at the same time. Sorry. That's probably not the best. Damned OBS software. Yeah. What can I do now? I'm going to see if I can find something to plug those gaps up with. I could use more PVA. Though, how well did that paint over? Oh, nope, they're definitely stuck together. I think that painted over perfectly fine. I might dribble some PVA into those gaps. I'd probably actually prefer to use some super glue, but I have no super glue. No super glue have I. Notification that I've gone live. Thank you. Always appreciated. Now, can I carefully dribble a giant bottle of PVA accurately into these gaps? Hmm. 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 Kinda. Kinda works. Oh man, I should have my glasses. I say that every time I come out here. I'm like, oh, just tuck my glasses into my shirt or something, and I'll come out and end up leaving a whole bunch of stuff inside. Side. It's okay. I can sort of see. Oh, the boons of getting old. Damn it. I wasn't concentrating because that's not going to go anywhere. I wasn't concentrating on that gap with this ring here. That probably could have gone another turn from these twisting together. That's quite a large gap right there, but the PVA was hiding it. So if I had have used super glue, CA glue to do it, it wouldn't have worked because CA glue likes an anaerobic environment. And it probably would have just slammed shut and I wouldn't have been able to twist it. Yeah! Should actually take this handle out of here so I can prop it up with something. Set this back here. Drive screwer. There. You come apart now. Please, 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 please come apart. Please come apart. Please, 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 please. There we go. It's a bit easier to handle. That was funny. Damn guy's playing tricks on me again. Did I pick up that thing that I dropped? No, I didn't. It's still down there. Ah, now I'm getting PVA all over myself. You know what? I should just use a finger. It ain't gonna kill me. Ah, now I need a cloth. Damn it. Be right back. I'll leave a cloth out of the car. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. That's crap enough. See, I'm making some sluts. There we are. Back, 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 back. Bringing the sexy back. Now, I do want to try and make this as, not get PVA everywhere, but try and make it as smooth as possible. The casting process will pick up any imperfections, and it's much easier to fix them now than to try and grind them and sand it out of metal. I don't know which process I'm going to use for the actual casting. I can sand cast these bits, but for the handle I may have to use the loss process. It's probably use a bit of aluminium tube that's not in here. Mike was doing dishes. Did you do them well? I got all my dishes done. Did all them dishes real well. And Nova was listening to music all in the same machine. Once they get off a call, I'll hang around, Mike. I don't mind standing here talking to the internet. It's better than... I've not been listening to much music lately, or podcasts or anything like that. I listened to the Slender Man one yesterday when I was out here, and I'm not up to speed on Slender Man. I know he's some sort of internet character creation. But I really never got into it. All seemed like a good laugh until people start getting murdered. Which actually beggars the question why, what's in these people's heads, what's going through these people's heads when they think that murdering somebody to appease, maybe psychopathic psychopaths. Meow. That should be okay. I can let that dry. So as for this, I've got to think about this, because once this gets cast together, I'll just hop over to OBS so I can actually see what I'm doing. The blade's going to fit in this cavity. Cavity. Don't break it, Mr. Morgan. Yeah. In that cavity there. So I've got to take out, there's some middle bits. Did I drop a screw as well? Yes, I did. I've got to take these bits, this brace bit here out. So the actual steel itself, when I get around to it, finally, oh, I missed a bit of steel. Whoop. Actually cleaned up all the edges on it so I don't slice the living bejesus out of my hands. It's OPS. So this is going to fit in like that eventually. So it's got to allow enough room for, once this has been blacksmithed a bit, it's got to be squeezed down to try and fill up the gap in here, because this is only 10 mil thick. You can see that it's probably, I'm going to get close, but I may have to make some metal pieces to fill up that gap there. I'm going to squeeze this down by 5 mil and then try and create a taper, thickness taper to the tip, and then I can't actually fit it all the way in. That's 1 meter long. That should be more than adequate, I hope. I'd like to, I mean, I do have some 20 mil high carbon steel. Whew. Sitting on the shelf over here. And that's going to make it ridiculously heavy. That's only 1/2 meter and 20 mil thick. And it's nowhere near wide enough. I would need even that at, one-handed is going to be, it should be all right. I mean, in a cartoon scenario, as Mike knows, that objects have no weight. They have no mass. They can be accelerated and decelerated. Hello, Wilson. Thanks for coming back. I hope I didn't bore you too much last time. My housemates out the front of the shed cutting up some slots. There. All right, we'll start cleaning up these. So Wilson, I don't know if you probably haven't caught up, but we're working on Sword of Omen's 3D prints for getting into doing some casting. Going to cast the handle. Going to cast the going to cast the guard pieces. I think I'm going to do everything out of aluminium or aluminum, if you really want that. That horrible American stuff. Housemates cutting up some slots. Slotty slots. Oh, how's my tea going cold so quickly? only been in it. I've only been on here. Yeah, not even half an hour. My tea's cold. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, woo, ooh, woo, ooh, woo. What am I up to? Brain syncings. This failure, and that was just done with cheapy rattle can. I think it did all right. Wouldn't be too bad to have a little bit of texture to the handle, but just not over the top. And I don't think I've actually got any spray paint left. Do I have any junk spray paint? What's this can? Does this can have anything? Oh. Did I buy that? Was that my housemate? I may have to buy some more on Monday. Actually, not have to buy. I will buy some more on Monday. Oh, Mike! I don't know if you're still thingamajinging on the stream. I bought some Ballistol. You know how you were discussing it on your live stream? Weird. It's not like WD at all. It actually smells like. What does it smell like? um, You have to sniff some WD to get that smell out of my nose. Oh boy, I'm very sensitive to smells. Very sensitive. So yeah, I mean, maybe I wouldn't be using it every day. I much prefer the WD, even though it doesn't protect the same as that being a proper sort of oil. I think if I need to pack and ship something, I'll get a light a light coating of that oil. But for day-to-day stuff, I'll stick with the old WD. Oh boy, that was bad. Real bad. Wilson, is Mexico in lockdown? I hate this delay on these streams. Oh man, I should be really having my friggin' glasses on for doing this. I think I might have to go and get my glasses. Was it Sean Connery in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Has to put his glasses on for shooting. The classic line of Christ, I hate getting old. Christ, I hate getting old. I've got to buy some new. That smell has still affected me. I've got to buy some new needle files again. These ones are worn out to crap. Oh man, that's so thin up the top there. That's how thin the little wings are. It's Little Wing. It's it's Stevie Ray Vaughan, or Jimi Hendrix. It'll be fine. Oh dear, goodbye to you. At least it hasn't been a really excruciatingly hot summer for us. In Sydney, anyway. I don't know how the rest of the country's doing. Which makes me sad in a way, because I like the heat. Never used to. Always liked the winter months. As soon as I turned 40, that changed. I yearned for the hotter climes. looks pretty good. Still needs more of a cleanup. Do I have any pin type things to use? Oh man, I shouldn't have taken such a deep breath of that friggin' oil. It's going to be affecting me all day now. Ah, there you are. I'll use some TIG wire to pin these together. Yes. Yes, I can. It's not very deep. Meow. Also got to pin the front and the back of this. This aluminium wire here. Bloop. Oh, it's not as tall. That's fine. Yeah, they need to be drilled out. That might be the last process. For the moment, I think I might better go and get my my glasses for the rest of this. Went to look at my watch. Forgot, don't have watch on. Yes, what I will do is I'll leave the stream going and I'll go and get my glasses. I'll also leave my headphones. Oh, it's loud! Louder than it should be. Should I make another cup of tea while I'm going inside? Tell you what, I'll put the kettle on to boil. I'll go and get my glasses, and then I'll come back. I shouldn't be more than a couple of minutes, so I'll just put in chat here as well. BRB, getting tea. BRB, getting tea. Me back, me back. Me here. Never fear, me is here. Me, 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 me. The biggest problem is that I'm out of milk, which is annoying. Ah, shit. I'm going to stir my tea with. Did we lose a viewer? Who was that? Was that Wilson or Mike? Right. Right, right. We've got to think about how to get that out. How wide is that? I didn't bring my calipers out, did I? Damn it! We're back in here again? No. Calipers, calipers, calipers. Ain't no calipers where we're going, Morty. Just hide that there. It's not for prying eyes. Well, not yet, anyway. 20... 23. 23. I've been with this far. 20... 26 or 27? That's too thick. That might work. And that's too thick. That won't fit. Oh, it definitely won't fit in there. But damn, what size is that? Buy some more rod. Like, why can't I see this properly? Now I should be able to measure it. Look at this going on. Oh, that. That is 20. That's 23 as well, by the looks of things. All the way through. Feels like it. Should be. Which annoyingly means I have to go and buy some more steel at one point. Stir my tea with some aluminium tea rod. Hey! Hey, brother! Hey, Dylan Morgan! Yeah, but they're only reading specs. I can't actually look at what's going on the thing without. I sort of can. Only plus ones. Yeah, I kind of miss and don't miss having the long hair and the beard. Bit of a 50-50. There's no way I was going to reinvest in motorcycle helmets again for the sake of having lovely, lovely hair and a lovely, lovely beard. Maybe if somebody actually bought some stuff and paid me, well, I would go back to the long hair and the beard. Right, what am I up to? Okay. What I might do is run inside again and get my calipers and my notebook. I forgot to bring my notebook with me. I'll do another 30 seconds, be right back to get some more bits from inside that I should have brought with me in the first place. Hang on. Okay, notebook. Got notebook. Got calipers. Got template. And I am back. So now, to measure things. And the ruler's fine, but calipers are so much easier. $22.22 22.4? $22.5. The internal dimension of that. So I've got to make a note. Copy. Start a new page. Down here. Lord of Omens. Handle rod equal 22.5 n. Good. Yeah, that's pretty much all this is having the right tools. If I was just making knives, I could probably get away with just really basic stuff. How big is that? That is 20. Is that paper? And that one is 23. So how do I live with that? I shouldn't be smoking on live stream, but I don't give a fuck. Well beyond giving a fuck. So, these two together. Goes out. Screw them together, get some more measurements. Oh, got the screw. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter about screw. How wide is this? Close, I need a clamp or something. Yeah, it's got oil all over it. Ah! Oil over everything. Ew. Mr. Teeny, stop playing with the buttons. Oh, now, look at it. Got chocolate all over everything. That is... yeah. Oh. Eh. Eh. 47.5. Try not to get blade, not blatter, blade bottom equals, not Z equals. What did I say? 47.5? Yeah. 7.5 millimeters. And this is 19 millimeters. Yeah. This is definitely 10, isn't it? Just under 10. Yeah. I've refrained from swearing as much as I could, Mike. Yeah, lots of fiddly stuff, as you are well aware. Probably more so than usual. I mean, I could have made this all out of pieces of steel. But, I may have to, when I get around to casting the guard centers, if I squish that steel down by 5, thicken it up by 5 mil, it gives me 15 mil. What I might do is yeah. My brother's in the stream as well. All I need now is for my dad to show up. That'd be hilarious. Yeah. So I may get some putty or something to fill up these sides here, so I don't have to. So these are pretty thin at the top. Or I might just make some bits. They're a bit short, I think, compared to the artwork. It's the art, as Mike probably knows, this part, yeah, at the top needs to be longer. And because these are going to be cast out of aluminium, same with the handle, it's going to be aluminium. More fiddly bits. It's all fiddly bits. The easy part's the actual bloody blade of this thing. I should actually put it all together and compare it to the scale drawing that I have. How are you handling the boredom, Mike? I struggle badly with boredom. So that's pretty much my day job, is just boredom. Boredom for 8 hours a day. You can only sort of fill it up so much with internet. Yeah, that's what I was using as well. But everything's so low resolution. Even trying to make some line art. Oh, I've got to put the handle in. But I took from the internet as well, from how big Thundercats are, and yeah, they're 6'5" or thereabouts. So scaled that up to somebody 6'5" and insanely muscly. Wish I was still insanely muscly. Nah, too much work. Yeah. There's only so much you can listen to and watch on the intertubes and things like that before. I guess, luckily, you can just go and take a nap. It's what I find when I get really, really bored. I get real tired. Ah, there you are. Yeah, see, I was going to scale it to human sizes, i.e. my size. I'm 178 or something like that, 178 centimeters. So that's what I started off with this failure. It's the knee-scaled ones. And then I thought, hang on, the blade's going to be super, super thin. Under 40 mil wide. And I just didn't like that idea. I like the idea of that size. That makes more sense to me. And then go, yeah. Handles maybe a little long. But yeah, everything's open to artistic, what you might call it, interpretation. God, my brain is just not working today. So this is like maybe how you scaled Anisha's power sword. No, his handle was even thicker than this, wasn't it? That was girthy. That was a girthy handle on that thing. That was more up. How wide's this? At its extremities, 41 mil. .41 millimeters wide. So yeah, I'm guessing that. No, it would have been bigger than that, wouldn't it? 2 inches. Is He-Man's power sword handle 2 inches wide? So that'd be 50 mil for us. That seems about right. Yeah, it's a funny thing about as I became aware of, but Mike, you've probably been very aware of, is how variable cartoons. You're not aware of it when you're watching them as a kid or anything like that. But when people start thinking, asking and thinking about making stuff, and you go to try and source the bloody artwork, and just even getting a stable shot, a stable still of something. This one that I pulled off the web, that was from somebody remade the intro to Thundercats, and I literally had to take a screen grab of that at whatever resolution it was, and then scale it up from there. So again, that wasn't. I'm working on, somebody else's artistic interpretation of what this thing should look like. There's no way in hell that I have the skills or the time to go in and start, getting into CAD software and making this stuff myself. Which reminds me, I've got to put a shout out when I do the video of this to the guy that did it. It's pretty good. Good enough to work with. I mean, we were old Thundercat. No, the 2011 version. Dylan, I actually printed out the old version of it. Do I have it? Yes, I have it in here. There you go. This is the one you can find all over the place. That's the... I don't know where that artwork came from. It looks like it might have been something along the lines of concept artwork. And what's this guy? Okay, this guy made these 3D models may have modeled it. Oh, he's not maybe. He has modeled it off of the original artwork. So when I scaled the thickness of this up, it's like 16 mil thick. And when I scaled this other one up, he made the blade longer. So I'm still debating. I'm going to run with how big this handle is. Still debating whether I do the new type blade, which is just some bevels cut in with... That's the easiest way to do it. Or do I come in and smash out a fuller for the length of the blade? Which I prefer. I prefer the fuller in there. But that means spending lots of time at the forge and the anvil, smacking in a fuller all the way down. And then cleaning that fuller up. And then grinding the beveled edges in. That sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot of work. Well, I still have to make a decision on that one. I did make up a little jig. Where did I put it? Yeah, jiggy, 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 jiggy. Don't forget your tearies. Yeah, jiggy, jiggy, jiggy. Jiggy, jiggy, jiggy. What's that? Is that Thai for something? Jiggy, jiggy. Jiggy, jiggy. It's Thai for sex or something. Where is it? There it is. I can grind it out, Mike. I can. But I did make a jiggy jiggy out of some spring steel. I can't get that in. But this goes in the middle of that. And if I scribe a line down the center of this, this gets held in on the anvil, and I smack the top of this with a hammer, This is made out of the balls, anvil something. Just repeatedly smacking this down the center. To start me off with the fuller. The problem is I wish I could get a thick piece of carbon steel. I think I've probably said this already on the stream, but I've got some thicker steel. They just don't, I can't get it in a longer length. So ultimately I would want that to be the same width as this and the same length as this. And a 20 mil thick piece of carbon steel. But bloody hell, it's going to make it a friggin' heavy sword. Even after you remove all the material from that. Is that the same weight? Close. Just that one bit of half-meter bar is almost the same weight as that. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with this thing. Literally no idea. I paid $90 for that bit of steel, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it yet. No idea. What's the time? 1 o'clock? 1 p.m.? So it's 1 p.m. here. Dylan, it's midday. And Mike is like 8 p.m.? 9 p.m. Jeez. And it's like 2 a.m. in the UK. So many time zones. My brother's in Queensland, where I want to move to, but I'll be moving a lot further north than he is, so they don't observe daylight savings time. Here in Sydney, we do observe daylight savings time. We're still on. Yeah, so we're still on the east coast, and 800 k's away, going north. My brother is 1 hour behind me. Oh, you get nerd action. Lucky man. I've just been playing Cyberpunk, learning how to make music again. Bought myself a little USB MIDI keyboard, learning how to operate a keyboard again, like playing a keyboard. I got my new video editing software, which I'm having to learn how to use that. It's got a lovely little piece of hardware that lets you cut and paste and scroll and do all kinds of crazy stuff with it, and it makes the job so much quicker. When you don't have to use a mouse to move to select something, and when all you have to do is use a little wheel to scroll around with, and then hit a button to insert, and move to the next scene, and then scroll really quickly through it, and then just hit insert again, and you can insert your transitions, and you can overlay your audio and do all kinds of crazy stuff like really quickly. Really happy about that purchase. But Mike used to play piano. I've never played piano before in my life. I understand the concept though, because I'm musically trained. I'm a bass player and a guitarist, and I used to sing as well. So, yeah, I'm just getting back into making some oddball music for shits and giggles, which is fun. Haven't done it in haven't done it in 20 years. 2000, 2001, I was playing with Fruity Loops and all kinds of things, just making weird, far-out music that nobody liked at the time because it was too weird and too... A few people liked it. It was daylight in Australia, associated with being brighter too. School kids and I in the dark. I find it really disturbing. I went out to get some food last night, quite late, about 7:45, and my brain was still telling me it's like 6 o'clock. So when we got to the food place and we were shocked, me and my housemate go out for dinner on the weekends. When we got to the shopping centre, to their food court, and we're like, why is everybody closed? What's going on? It's still light outside. And look at the clock. It's like, holy crap! It's 8 p.m. And yes, it is beneficial to have extended periods of brightness with sunlight. I don't think it's necessary to shuffle the clocks around because the days get naturally longer. You would be better off in winter having daylight savings. You know, that makes more sense to me. Obviously, it doesn't make sense to the governments around the world because they refuse to change it. I think it should just be abolished, really, daylight savings. It's that thing that goes around on the web of a picture of a Native American with the quote of, only a white man could think, only a politician could think you could chop an inch off a blanket, sew it on the end, and have a longer blanket. Which is, I don't know if that's ever been a quote, but it does make the rounds every time the daylight savings comes to an end or starts up. So, God, how long have I... Nearly 2 hours? Jesus Christ, Mr. Morgan. I suppose I have got some things done. I should be well into building this thing by now, but I've still got to buy casting sand. I've still got to buy a crucible. I've got scrap aluminium sitting at work. Also some scrap copper at work. I can't find any scrap brass or bronze, which is a pain in the ass. And they want just way, way too much for it new. As Mike, you know how fucking expensive that's. It's just copper and an alloy material. Why is it more expensive? Okay, Mike. I'll catch you later. I may do this again next week. If you want to hop in and have a chat. I think I might go for another 10 minutes here and then go and do some video editing. I think the EU is polishing it. Yeah, makes sense. think that's about it, really. It's nice to have have some people come in and do things. I think it's getting too close to lunchtime now. My brain is fading rapidly fading. Brain. Do I have anything for lunch? I think I could make myself an egg sandwich. Can I be bothered cooking myself something, or do I just have some toast? Yeah. Munchy time indeed. Yeah. Not a quick process doing all this stuff. Do you still want Buster knife for Riley? So I've still got that one that I made here. Nobody's bought that. He-Man's sword's still here. Nobody's bought that yet either. I don't imagine anybody's going to buy the Dragon Slayer mini sword. Or the Dragon Slayer... Not the Dragon Slayer, the... Guts' Golden Age sword. I don't think I'll ever sell that. I don't think anybody's interested in it. Don't mind making the Buster knives, but I want to get into making the giant swords. The giant swords. You know, big, bashy. Ouchie. Ouchie. Ow! Why is a sword so big? I don't mind making the Buster knives. And I should really get around to spending some time and just make a bunch of them for sale. Make a dozen of them or so and just have them ready to go. I make them a little bigger and make them out of some different material that's easier to get hold of and easier to work. And just have a dozen of them ready to go for sale. Make up a nice box for them. Because they are a proper knife. You could legitimately use them as a real knife. They're not practical, but they've got a sharp edge on them. You could use them to chop up vegetables and cut up your meat with it, or stab through a car hood, car bonnet, and throw it into a tree. It's not going to damage it at all. But pain in the ass to keep clean because they rust. It's the thing about the high carbon steel is that it rusts, so it has to be maintained with WD-40 or some sort of some sort of light oil. A lot of people use the Singer, the 3-in-1 oil. That's pretty good for keeping the swords maintained. I think Mike missed out because he was discussing about different protective lubricants. And I took a big whiff of this Ballistol on the live stream, and I nearly died. So that's, I think I'll just use this stuff for semi-permanent. I could get tiny, actually, that's a good idea. Buy a whole bunch of, they make tiny little bottles of it. That I could package together with this stuff, and then some sort of applicator. So you wouldn't want to use your fingers on this stuff because it just stinks. WD smells wonderful compared to this stuff, and I actually quite like the smell of WD. But yeah, you got to put a light film on it when you store it or put it anywhere. Otherwise, it'll get surface rust on it, and then trying to get the surface rust off, it's a massive pain. If I was to make them out of an actual like a high chromium steel or a stainless steel, yeah, they're not going to rust. The blade's not going to rust there then. But the other mild steel pieces that are on swords and stuff will rust. So it's kind of pointless. You might as well have, might as well use the cheaper, easier to make option. And then just be a little diligent with maintenance, which I'm not. I'm probably the worst at it. What's that? Almost an hour to, I think it's only you, Gillian, that's left watching now. I'm going to go and have something to eat. I haven't done enough work for today, but I don't feel like working today. So I will say my goodbyes and bugger off. I may do this again next week, maybe around the same time. I don't know yet. So, yeah, I'll say my au revoirs, and I will catch you, whoever's watching, next time. Bye-bye. Yes, I want to end the fucking stream.